Hi, I'm Felipe Cortes, and this is Weekender Live. I want to thank you for joining me, if you join me now or if you join me later. I had a kind of a complicated week. I got hacked pretty awful last week, and I haven't gotten my system back. I thought I had it back. However, I learned that it is not fully operational as I thought it was. So I am definitely in contact with Roxio software, and hopefully they'll help me get my stuff back. Yesterday I went to Woodwood Mall, the Woodwood Mall in Whittier, to ask questions and find out what Keep Cal Safe was about. It was an event hosted by KFI's John and Ken, and they looked like they really care. So I wasn't too hard on anyone there, and I didn't talk to John and Ken. I went to the table and saw a lady and a gentleman. I asked them if they would speak to me on video, and they declined. So I found it very difficult to trust them. I asked them if there's any names involved, and they said no. And I asked if they knew who was in charge, and they said no. And they didn't have any names for me. So I walked away, and I talked to someone else that was there and said, this looks like a scam. It looks like a really big tax scam. It looks like it's run by cowards. No one wants to speak on video. There wasn't much else to say. They stood right there looking at me, and then I asked them, what is this? Tush! No, I said the real word. And, a police officer started laughing. And at that point, I knew my job was done and it was over. So I walked around. I talked to one other person to see if they knew what was going on. And since they were asking for signatures, I thought, let's find out. And that person didn't know what was going on. I asked if they knew that there was homeless people right a few miles away. No clue that there was homeless people a few miles away. And it's a nice town, so it looks like everyone's affluent. Whittier is a very nice place to live. Near Woodwood is a very, very nice place to live. This person was shocked that there was homeless people. And I'm going to say, if you're a healthy jogger, it's walking distance. I got, I got a little aggravated and rather, hot-headed, but I didn't get too out of control, and I didn't say too many awful things like I could have. The person had no idea what was going on. I asked, do you know who's going to be receiving the money? Is it just the LAPD and the federal government? No response. Oh, the taxes aren't going to go up. So I immediately asked, how do you think this got paid for? Shocked. It looked like it was all sitting in. It looked like somehow that connection was really beginning to hit home. Paying for this renaming of laws that already exist, that we already know are wrong, that should be enforced and continue to be enforced, is taking money away from the local homeless. I'm sure that didn't feel so good. So I kind of felt my job was done. Once they realized, or once a few of the people there realized there really is a lot of homeless a few miles away, and this would take money away from them, I think a few people decided to go away and not sign. Not that there was a lot of people there to sign and get involved. I mean, I was looking at the signatures. It didn't look like they had very much, and I showed up late. Whittier is a very nice town. I was offended because it looked like those people there probably got out of work. It looked like everyone there works all day. And it's really awful for these thieves, these tax thieves, to be stealing from people who are really less fortunate than them, and from people that work all day, who maybe don't have the time to go research everything, don't have the time to go look up, who is this? Who's running this? I urge everyone that's voting to get involved and really vote with your conscience, to vote what you know, to vote who you know, or vote for who you know, and vote, make some really, really intelligent decisions. Find out what these causes are. Who's responsible? Who can get fired if the job doesn't get done? These are things that you need to know as a voter, because you don't want to get ripped off. Because anytime someone goes in to steal some money from the government, it's always the poor that gets stolen from. It's awful. It's the they make it look like it's just the middle class, it's just the upper middle class, it's just the rich people we're taking this money from. No, those rich people, if there are rich people, and I don't think they're rich in Whitwood. I think they're comfortable, maybe. If you're working all day, are you really that comfortable? Maybe in Whittier, because you're proud of your job and you're proud of the company you work with. There's a bunch of really nice places to flip hamburgers, I'll tell you that, and not just the big chain places. So I don't really think it's right that they be taken advantage of if they're trying to give back. A lot of people want to give, not back, but really give aid to those who need it. I'm going to say realistically, there's only a handful who are giving back, and I'm not sure what's up with that village. Whittier is a very different town because it used to be mostly conservative. It used to be mostly hardworking people who owned shops. As soon as the big corporations came in and took ownership away from business people, a lot of people came in with weird kind of liberal mindsets. Not the most ideal place for any business culture to develop. However, people in Whittier are going to get through this. It's awful that these college-educated leeches, thieves, thought that they could get away with that. I was nice. I didn't say anything. I didn't, I did say that. I said, it looked like a scam and it's run by cowards. And the cops laughed. So I did leave. I knew my job was done. And I know that, John and Ken really care about people, and that's probably why they held this event. And I'm not going to say that they're about ratings or any of that stuff. I genuinely think that they care about people. I don't think they care enough to research, which is kind of sad, because if they had researched, they would have seen it, and they would have had a very different kind of event. Maybe they would have had an event that would have focused on getting rid of Jerry Brown, which is something we can all agree with. Or even focusing on the massive homeless problem in Orange County, which is even bigger than the one in Whittier. In Whittier, somehow people think they can handle it. I haven't seen any political idea that'll handle it. What will handle it is jobs. What kind of jobs? Jobs with companies, with entry-level positions that know about addiction and know about tolerance. Those companies would help the homeless out here a lot. The politicians here, I don't think they're going to help anyone, with all due respect. So pay attention if you're a Whittier politician. If you side with organizations like Keep Cal Safe, this almost leaderless organization with no accountability, there's no one there you can call, there's no one there you can reference, there's no one there that you can for sure say, hey, you know what, you're doing something wrong, you should get fired. There's none of that there. If you side with that, I'm going to encourage everyone I know to not vote for you. You don't deserve to lead this city. So I'm not like angry like I was yesterday, but I'm certainly not happy with that organization today. And I won't encourage anyone to vote for them or aid their cause. I would have stayed there a little bit longer and maybe said some more stuff and maybe videotaped a little bit more. But I have no reason to. I know that there's no one there for me. There's no one backing me. So I'm going to tell all my friends there should be no one there backing them. Why should there be anyone backing them? You know, if anything, they should get arrested for treason because they're stealing money from people and they're not doing anything with it, are they? There's no form of accountability that can be proven. It looks like theft. I really felt like they were pointing a gun at the citizens of Whittier in reference to taxes, because if Whittier citizens decided not to pay those taxes, wouldn't someone show up with a gun to claim those taxes? Yes, they would. So I really feel like they're on the wrong end of this because they're not really offering this city anything. What are you offering? Keep Cal safe? Renaming crimes that already exist that should already be enforced? How about I write songs renaming the crimes and I cost this city $0 and 0 pennies? How about that? That would be a much better solution to just dropping money into renaming something that already exists. Because look, I won't charge and it'll have a soundtrack. I really think there are a bunch of scam artists. I don't want to say they're lazy because they worked really hard to steal from people. So I will say that I'm not satisfied with their line of thinking, their line of rationale or reasoning. I genuinely think that they're thieves, tax thieves, and in damaging the potential to help the homeless. I think everyone should go out and make fun of them. I would have stayed more, but I kind of knew that there was nothing else that I needed to say. Everyone else kind of like started paying attention, started to know each other, and I kind of knew that whoever signed whatever, it's it's a handful of signatures. I don't think anyone had a full page like on top there. So I'm not worried that it'll pass because of the Whittier voters, and if anything, they should recall those signatures and recall that because they should be made aware that their thievery will not be appreciated in Whittier. And I know that John and Ken are not bad people, and I know they care. So I'm going to start caring about John and Ken, and I'm going to say that John and Ken, less talk, more rock. Really. If you're going to be wrong about research, just entertain me, man. Don't preach to me. Don't tell me I got to sign stuff. Don't tell me that my city needs more taxes. And certainly don't tell me that these people know more about laws than me, because or anyone else, because they don't. I could have stayed, but I didn't. I got hacked a couple of days ago. My systems are not up. I'm hoping they come up soon. And as soon as they are, I'll start doing more reports. I'm not getting paid for this. I'm not getting any donations for this. This I'm doing because I'm volunteering, because I love my country, I love my city, and I love the people in my city. The state, well, I love the state, but we all got to agree to get Jerry Brown out and get those communists out of here. Because this is a beautiful, beautiful state that could do much better without them. And the proof is the 80s. As soon as the communists walked in, they ruined this state. Take a look at the 90s. So with that, I want to thank you for paying attention and checking this out. If you want to help out, I'll have links on the bottom of this for records, singles, and guitars. Thank you very much. My name is Felipe Cortes. This is Weekender Live.